Rise. Yeah, Charu, it's okay. You close your eyes, you start meditation. It's okay. Anyway, Priya is also doing there. It's okay. What is complete? So once you close your eyes, clasp your fingers, cross your legs, make yourself completely at ease, and start simply observing your breath. Observing your in breath and out breath. The breath which is coming to you, the breath which is staying with you. In this moment, I'd like you to give all your attention to your spiritual eye, third eye. Just allow to feel that each and every breath is coming and touching your third eye. Totally allowing each and every breath which come and touch your third eye. In this moment, I'd like you to use the power of your visualization to visualize a straight road in front of you. I'd like you to slowly walking forward. From your third eye, you can feel there is a road. Allow that pathway. You keep walking through that pathway. Keep on walking forward and forward through that pathway along with your breath. Breath is really giving more energy to walk forward. So in this moment, you can feel or see or know that there is a slight turn to the left side. Once you turn to the left, you start seeing 5 steps. I'd like you to slowly climb each step. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once you reach to the 5th step, you can see another pathway. Keep on traveling through that pathway. In this moment, you feel some more deeper awareness. This pathway keep on giving you more and more awareness. So keep walking through that pathway. Keep on walking each steps, very mindful steps. You experience your feet in this pathway. Both sides of this pathway, when you observe, there are a lot of amazing trees, greeneries. You are walking through that narrow pathway. More slowly you are reaching that narrow, again and again it becomes more narrow. You feel like you are walking in the middle of a jungle. But keep walking through this jungle, this pathway. So you slowly notice another left turn. The moment you notice it, very enthusiastically reaching to that space, turn left. Again, you can experience 5 steps. Very slowly climb each step, increasing your awareness. 1, you're increasing that awareness level. 2, you become more aligned to your own inner self. 3, 4, and 5. Again, that jungle journeys continue. Keep travel. You feel like your inner vibration is increasing with each steps. So keep on allowing your travel through this jungle, through this narrow pathway. Keep moving and moving. And each and every time you are walking, the energy level is increasing. You get more fresh air. Every breath is coming with more fresh energy. Every out breath is taking away all your tensions, stress, worries, your already used energies, tiredness. Become more and more energetic while you are walking. I like you to walk little more faster now. Keep walking very fast. Keep on walking. In this time, you start seeing or noticing another left turn. In this moment, enthusiastically, I like you to reach to that turn. Take that left. Start climbing 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, your journey continuing. In this moment, your journey continuing, you feel more energy while you really feel to run. I really want you to run through this pathway. Really running and running very fast. It's like you are playing with a tiger. A tiger is chasing and you are running. There is no fear, lot of playfulness in this running. Suppose you born and brought up in a jungle, you feel so friendship with the tiger, you play with the tiger or play with a cheetah. Likewise, you are running with so much playfulness. Keep running very fast. Keep on running. Every steps increasing the energy level, increasing the vibration. Your whole body is feeling that vibration. Keep on running, running, and running. At the end, you again see a left turn. In this left turn, again, there are 10 steps. You are running this 10 step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here you are seeing an amazing light. Once you slowly enter inside the light, you are seeing and meeting your mother higher self. In this moment, the mother higher self is telling you, showing you your father. This is your father. showing your father's higher self. Just stay there in that space. Allow that light to fill yourself. Be in that energy, experiencing that energy, and say to both of them that I will come and meet you again and again. And from there is a right turn, lot of steps downward through this turn. You say goodbye to both of them, slowly take this right, and there are 20 steps downward. You keep walking downward through that steps. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You reach again to a big nature space. Beautiful nature space. It's not a narrow path, it's a big space. In this space, you can feel a lot of very compassionate animals. You can experience amazing fresh water, trees, fruits. You just be there, sit under a tree, and simply witness your breath. Just witness your amazing breath. Experience that fresh energy, fresh air, which is really nourishing through the leaves of each and every tree. And you become more grounded, more connected. Feel like the Mother Earth is really hugging you. All the petals, all the 4 petals of your root chakra is really blooming. You feel like it's opening like a lotus flower. Allow to bloom, and from there, a lot of energy and refreshment coming to your spine. You feel enriched, abundant inside your physical body. Feel the energy, contain the energy, and energy keep on expanding yourself, allowing to expand that energy. Keep on multiplying your wisdom. Really, that blooming of your lotus in your root chakra, Muladhara, 4 petal, really nourishing you, giving a lot of energy. Feel like I'm so enthusiastic. I'm so ready to explore the second session. So in this moment, be there. A part is totally rooted in this nature space, and another part of the self is really in this place where you are sitting now, ready to explore today's topic and meditation. I'm counting from 1 to 5. Be with that vibration and energy. 1. You can come back. 2. You can experience your body. 3. Feel it fully and completely. 4. And rub your palms. Place on your eyes. If you need it, you can drink some water. 5. Open your eyes. When you feel, you can drink some water. Drinking water is always good in between these meditations. I hope all of you know what is today's topic. Yesterday's our topic is Matru Devo Bhava. So what is today's topic?
Pitrudevo Bhava.
Yes, thank you, Andy. So interestingly, from the soul plane, normally we only choose our mother, and our mother choose the father. We are not directly choosing the father. We are normally choosing the mother. So whoever your mother say, this is your father, that is your father. So again, understand the importance of why in this sloga we take Madhur Devo Bhava first, because that is so much important. When you can't respect your mother, you can't respect your father. Because I heard a lot of children, they said, I can't respect my mother, but I have a lot of respect to my father. That is something illusion. It's not truth. Because when you have no respect to your mother, you can't respect your father. Interestingly, from my master, Dr. Newton, I heard another interesting statement. When you have no respect to your father, you have no respect to your teacher. Suppose you are saying that I have a lot of respect to my teacher, but I have no respect to my parents, then you are really fooling oneself. It's an illusion. It's not a reality. When you can't respect your father, you cannot respect the teacher. When you can't respect your teacher, you cannot respect the guest. That is called Aditi Devo Bhava. We cannot respect the guest. And when we cannot respect the guest, we cannot respect the God. So when we say that, oh, I am going to temple, I am going to church, and I am respecting the God, but I am not respecting my parents or teachers or the guest, that means we are not respecting the God. So we cannot get the real message from the God. Another point I like to share, maybe some of you may feel disturbed when I'm sharing this topic. Because when you can't respect sex, we cannot respect our parents. And when you can't respect your parents, you cannot respect the teacher, you cannot respect the guest, you cannot respect the God. So when we have any negative understanding, or we feel sex is not divine, we never feel God is divine. So people always misunderstanding the brahmacharya. They feel that it is something hating the aspect of sex. So recently one of the book I read, that book gives a lot of information why sex is so important in this life and people are suffering because we deny that sex is divine. That's why today I need to talk this. Because when we deny, because now when COVID comes, what happened when you observe COVID not allowing to touch? So we start experience the deprival of touch. So that time we realize that how much the touch is important in my life. So I heard a lot of one of my friends or clients or whoever, they share that I am feeling ashamed because I born out of sex. I don't know, is there any other way to born? Is there any other scientific method? Yeah, there are a lot of scientific methods are coming, but it never provide that real essence. So we need to accept and respect that you are our mother, choose a person for loving and for sex. That is our father. So when we can respect that, then only we can respect the God. We can respect our own self. Interestingly, when we have no respect to ourselves, we cannot experience our life. We cannot respect the life. Again, it's like a vicious circle. So I share that in the brochure of the program that I'm going to share you a new definition of COVID. What is COVID? C stands for compassion. O stands for overcoming. V stands for vicious circle. I stands for our new intention. And D to connect to different dimensions of our life, to experience and exploring different dimensions of our life. So compassionately overcoming the vicious circle. We all stuck in a vicious circle. That's why COVID come to really chop the vicious circle. What is our vicious circle? Vicious circle is nothing but we identified that body is everything. And we are not respecting the divinity of the body also. More we respect the divinity of our body, we can detach from the body. More we hate our body, we cannot detach from this body. So first thing is we need to respect our body, because body is a temple. Whoever attended Dr. Newton's Reason workshop, you all listen this. I'm again remembering you, because repetition is always important. Repetition, through repetition, actually it is enter in our subconscious. So understand that body is a temple. When we cannot accept the divinity of our body, means you are not accepting your parents. You are rejecting the parents. So why you are rejecting the parents? Because we are rejecting the union between your parents. Means we are rejecting the sex. So then we cannot really accept our father. Then we always experience a lot of issue, because father is a concept of spirituality. When we cannot respect the father, because I see a lot of people, they respect their mother, but still they feel disturbance to respect their father, really struggling in spiritual science. They are not able to understand what is exactly spirituality. Spirituality means seeing the body from the angle of consciousness. Why we choose this body? When you are a child, someone touch your body, you feel a lot of amazing sensations, right? So all the sensations give life. Numbing the body, someone touch and you say, I am not feeling anything, means you are dead body. You are not a living body. You need to be a living body, go back. Release all the numbness from your body. Sometimes I see a lot of people will feel, oh, I am great, because now there is no feeling. Even I see my grandmother, she is almost 90 years old. When we touch in her hip, sometimes we will touch pocket. She feels, hey, that's nice. As kids, we play. We always touch our mother's hip, everyone's. And it's nice because they are feeling sensation. But now we've said, I am not feeling sensation because I am spiritual. You are not spiritual. You are only denying your physicality and divinity. You are only a numbed person. It's time to go back, release the numbness. Don't feel that, oh, I am numb and my life is gone. No. That's why there are a lot of healing methods are there. Be compassionate. That's why I again say, first is C, compassionately overcoming the vicious circle and intent to reach to our different or a new dimension. There are a lot of new dimension. There is a new dimension expecting is the fifth dimension for humanity. All the COVID and whatever is coming in next time is to reach our consciousness to the 5D. Once you reach 5D, then 60, 70, 80. We always have a lot of interest to say that, oh, now my phone is 4G or 5G. Why we are not saying that now I'm moving from 3D to 4D? We are still saying I am in 3D. Even our medical technology is still in 3D. Why we are not asking the medical technology to upgrade, moving from 3D to 4D or 5D? Still there is anyone you can observe, there is a university called Quantum University. It's not about Quantum Life University by Dr. Newton. It's another quantum university. There is a medicine called quantum medicine. They are emerging, but what happened? Already the 3D people are not allowing to emerge it. They are trying to suppressing it, not allowing it, because of their insecurity. But all the insecurity, when we hold, either a COVID or somebody will come and really chop. When we are ready, we can enjoy. So all these classes are for people who really want to enjoy this transition rather than fearing. I'm not saying not to take vaccine or anything. You want, you can take, but don't think that vaccine will help you. It is only as a protocol. Oh, the government is telling, okay, I can take. Well, there is no other way, because they are still not reaching to that consciousness. We need to pray that everyone need to reach, because always there are a lot of masters says in 2050, there is a government called spiritual government will come. There is only one government. Maybe all this transition are moving to that. So we don't need to wait for that time to be happy. We can be happy from now. So we need to at least understand why the COVID come and how I can enjoy this COVID, rather than be in the fear, rather than be in the counting. Oh, in news, there are a lot of people died. Okay, some people dying is there, but we are not understanding why they are choosing to die. They are not ready now to transit. So its only question is, are we ready? So once we are ready, once we are compassionate to ourselves, then we can open our compassion heart to others. So father is an aspect in constellation which come interestingly. Ami's husband take that role. First he come as a rigid self, but later it come as father. So rigid means there are a lot of rigidities we are holding now. Rigid thought forms, rigid beliefs. Even we all have certain views about our own parents. My mother is like this, my father is like this, is a rigid understanding. Even I said about the politicians is one rigidity, still I need to work. It is also a rigidity. But I am accepting it is a rigidity in me, I am working. Rather than not denying it, it's a rigidity. Because once we release those rigidities, we can easily embrace them. Otherwise, we cannot embrace them. We feel separation. But first, we need to accept the separation. Because one of the beautiful statement of yoga by Swami Satyananda Saraswati is, first he said yoga, he never say that yoga is union. He said yoga is separation. Separate it, see it. Because there is a animal called Hamsa, Areyanam in Malayalam. Hamsa has the ability to separate water and milk. When we, especially in Kerala, all milk contain water. It's not a judgment, it's only a comedy. Okay, so when Hamsa come, Hamsa will separate. Oh, this is water, this is milk. So we need that discrimination is needed, that separation is needed, so that we can understand, okay, this is water, this is milk. Once it's combined, it becomes a water milk or a milk water. But its name is changed. But that separation is first step in yoga. That's why in asanas we do, okay, one asana do with this left hand, then right hand, then left side of the body, right side of the body, because we respect the discrimination. When we say that, oh, my mother and father both are same, both are not same. Even my master, one of my master in Devipuram, he shared that, I don't know whoever know this, a mother give milk to child from the right breast and left breast. Both breasts contain different milk, not the same milk. That's why doctors recommend you need to give both milk, because both milk contain both type of energy. So rather we think that, oh, both milk is in one breast and I can only give one breast because both is here. No, it's in both separate. So we need to respect the separation. We need to understand that father and mother both are different, both have different role. When my son is small, one day I asked him, because I believe that there is a statement I heard that child is the father of man. So I believe that child has a lot of wisdom. So one day I simply asked him, for you, what is mother for you? And he said, mother means love. Then I asked, for you, what is father for you? Then he said, father is protection. He's so small. I'm not saying he's go to school also. Before schooling, I am asking this question. He not express the word protection, he expressed in a body language, in a very body language. Love, he said that in Malayalam, sneham. But in protection, he showed that feeling of protection. So when we cannot respect the father, when we have any complaint, any resentment, we cannot experience the protection of the life. We always feel insecure. We always feel fearful. How many of you remember the day, suppose your father is with you when you are a child, otherwise forgive me to ask this. Whoever remembering a day when you are holding the finger and walking in a road? Yeah. When we remember, it's something amazing. Those who missed it, definitely there is some bigger purpose. You need to go deeper into it, because I know there are certain persons, their father died earlier, or they don't get the chance of experience or any separation, any divorce. With respect to that, but even I asked one person who doesn't have an experience of father. One day I did a session of what you feel about the father. What is your experience when you feel, because that person didn't see the father, because father gone before his birth. When he is in the mother's womb, father left. So there is a session. He always has a feeling of father inside. So he always longing for the father. So I just connecting him to a deeper feeling of the father. That time that person showed this, share this. So understand, this is our deeper feeling, holding the father's finger and walking. Is it something silly? It's something amazing, because I experience it and I again experience in a different way. When I am a father, my son is holding, again it is something amazing. The COVID comes to teach all these amazing lessons, because we are so busy. We don't have any time with family to touch, to know, everything taken for granted. So inside there is an archetype in everyone about the father, about the mother. We need to expanding that archetype. What is mother for you? There is an archetype. Maybe your mother is not fit into that archetype. That's it. That is the reason of all fight. Because we have an archetype inside about the mother. But slowly, when we allow that archetypal energy projecting to her aura, slowly you can experience it. That archetype inside. I hope you understand what I mean as an archetype. നമ്മുടെ ഉള്ളിലുള്ള ഒരു thought form about the mother, the thought forms about the mother, thought form about the father. Everyone have. Sometimes we have, because my son in his small age, he always watch one movie in Malayalam movie. Then one day I asked, every day he is watching the same movie. I asked, why you are watching the same movie? That time he said, this father and this mother I like. That is an archetype. You are not fit into that archetype, interestingly. Because that archetype is different. But then we watch it. What is that archetype? Even we cannot fit into that archetype, but at least we can acknowledge it, embrace it. And we also need to embrace it. Why we are not accepting our mother as it is or father as it is? Because there is an archetype inside. There is a thought form inside. Once you accept that thought form again, you need to accept, because mostly our parents are not fit into that image. But it's okay. Then only we can ask why I give this role to my father like this. Suppose your father is a drunken one. Why I am giving this drinking role? Because my father drinking when I am a child and I have a lot of pain in that. But later I realize why. That's the only reason I take a decision. Even in my college days I drink, but when my child born, I have that feeling, understand it. But interestingly, sometimes I feel my son like a father who is drinking. So what I realize, after that, again I work deeper, because before it is from a wound decision. Then I deeply observe why I stopped. What is my purpose? What I need to explore? I really need to come here to explore the spiritual way of intoxication, because drinking is an intoxication. When I'm drinking, I don't need this intoxication, but spirituality has some other intoxication that I want to explore. Rather than then I can leave that excuse of, okay, because of my son I'm not drinking, all that excuse I leave. So that wound also healed. That time I really can embrace my father as he is. Whatever my father is showing, the way I really want to live in the outer world. He is the outer aspect. Mother is the inner aspect. Father is the outer aspect, the way. And it is a conditioning. Sometimes it is a conditioning. We come to go beyond the conditioning. Suppose your father is so nice one. So what happened? There is a condition inside. Always I want to be nice outside. Be all the time allowing others to take advantage, everything. But you are not come here to imitate your father. Or you are not come here to be living with that conditioning. You are here to move beyond that conditioning. You decided that. So your father shows what is your condition, inner, outer conditioning. And your mother keep on showing what is your inner conditioning. But what happened? Sometimes with a blind love, we attach to this conditioning and we keep on doing the conditioning, and we feel that my life is not worth living. I'm still in the conditioning. I'm not moving up. I'm not reaching to what I really want to reach. So every life we choose our father and mother like that. Especially we choose the mother, because mother know what we exactly want. That's why the mother choose that father. I don't know, there are in different movies, the mother married a big family man, but that time mother is already carried. There is a movie in Malayalam called Devasuram. It is like that. It's already carried. Mother is already carried. But that carried man is maybe different person. So actually we choose, we really want those genetic thing. We want those conditioning. We want to understand about it. That's why my mother already be pregnant before marriage. It's all our own choice. We are telling, we tell, okay, my mother, I want life circumstance like this, then only I can grow spiritually. But what happened when we come here, we forget it. One of my friends, still she's suffering, she's crying because before her mother died, I shared this in every session normally, before her mother died, mother in the intensive care unit, she wrote a letter to the daughter that, because in that time she keep on seeing angels, she is in that plane. That time she understand about the plan. She wrote a letter to the daughter that you give all this role to me to play, but some places I am so harsh with you. Forgive me. Still, that daughter feels so much heaviness because I didn't understand. Interestingly, my friend's daughter, she visited the grandmother in a dream, astral travel. And still she asked me for a session. I also want to visit my mother because I never love her completely. I never accept her completely. I don't know the plan. So what I feel is when she shared this with me, I feel she shared this with me because I need to share to the world, so that we never miss that opportunity. We can now onwards, we can open our heart to know what is that plan. Suppose you already missed your mother, it's okay. You can connecting to that higher plane. Otherwise, when your mother is with you, now you can open your heart with respect to your own pain. I'm not saying denial of your pain. Denial of yourself never work. When you deny yourself become angry at you. So respect that I've experienced all this pain, all this complaints. You take and understand all the complaint. I have this complaint with my mother, this complaint. She can tell me easily, but she will be harsh with me. She beaten me, or my father abandoned me. Father never take me to the zoo, not take me to the picture film because I have this complaint to my father. He's not taken me to the picture. So what I did is, when I passed my 10th, one day I watched 3 movies because of my revenge to my father. So then I realized so many things after that. So I'm not saying to discard or deny your complaints. You need to embrace your complaint, embrace your pain, accept everything, whatever you experience. Then you need to accept your father or mother and ask for what is the bigger plan. It is not we are going to blame our parents, because someone will say, feel that, oh, I'm connecting to my mother and I don't want to blame my mother. I'm not asking you, don't blame your mother. You are blaming your mother means you are blaming yourself itself. I don't ask you to blame your mother or father, rather than accept your pain. But at the same time, you can ask, through this pain, what is that lesson I need to learn? What is that bigger reality? Why she or he played this role? So the more one day you want completely accept and respect your parents, that is the day you understand. Because so many people ask me the question, how I can really accept that sex is divine? And I also ask this question to myself, how is there any process to accept it? But later one day, one of the masters shared this wisdom that only you can accept the sex is divine the time you really embrace your parents as they are. You really accept their union. So why we need to accept the sex divine? Because when you cannot accept sex as divine, we cannot accept God. We cannot accept any enlightened being because all enlightened beings are so sexual in nature. That's why people are very angry to Osho, because Osho is not only sexual inside, he expresses it outside also. I like that master because nobody really understands what he speaking from the heart. He's telling the truth, real truth of life. We need to accept the sex divine, then only we accept the God. Otherwise, we keep on fighting and we go in some other way. Those who fight outside, they go different way. They go in an abusive way. I communicate with those people who are rapists or do some abusive decisions in this life. They have no respect to sex. They never feel sex is divine. Somewhere they have a lot of anger towards their mother. They are showing that. So we need to teach, even in, I really want a curriculum in every school to teach. There is real sexual education where we need to teach it is divine in nature, not in a biological sense only. In that divinity nature, it is so divine. Its importance of touch. The day we like the importance of touch, that day all the sanitizer or the mask, everything will go. We can again hug each other. We can respect each other. Without respecting, when you hug someone, that time the Sadhguru all shared about Runanubandha will happen. Because we are hugging someone without any respect. So what happened? You are only receiving some negative energies or karmic imprints. Once we, because I always see in one of the workshop of Dr. Newton that after every meditation, he encouraged to hug each other. Because we reach to that higher self space, then that hugging is make us more divine. So we all say that, oh, in India, we are only doing namaskaram because no touch. And we are, and another way we are telling that we are all come from the God. Statements are not matching. So for that, we need to accept and allow everyone to raise. That's why I don't think that Sadhguru is wrong. Sadhguru is right. Now when you are hugging, now when you are doing that, it is from a space of non-respect. So respect, we need to come. When you respect someone, when you really love someone, is it any difficult to forgive that person? That time you really want that person. So you need to ask the question, why I really want my mother? Then only you can forgive your mother. Why I want my mother? Why I want a father? When you feel, I don't need any father, I don't have a father, I only want my father or mother as an ATM center, a bank account. I want my father. Oh, I am ready to forgive. One of my clients shared, I am ready to forgive to my father because I want his treasures, his land. Then don't forgive. Be in that anger is good. Otherwise, you are creating more karma in this life. Forgiving the father or mother not for any need, not for getting anything. Because my mother had a lot of big land, properties, so I am ready to forgive. Don't forgive. There is no need to forgive. Because you are already in a misusing mind, manipulating mind. First heal that mind. It's not for any manipulation. As accepting, okay, when I embrace my parents, oh, then I can embrace the God or God only help. Don't focus God first. First focus your mother, then your father, then your teacher, then the guest. Then only God is already with you. When you are already focusing this, God is with you. But it takes some time. It's not in one day, it is over. We need to dedicate every day, whatever, so that we need to heal all the resentment we need to hold with our father and mother. Because in different time, when a client comes, when we ask, do you have any resentment with your father or mother? Then immediately say, I have no resentment. I am completely accepting my father and mother, but I'm not going home. I don't want to go to their home. Why? No resentment, no issues, but I don't like it. I want to go far away from my father or mother. Then there is resentment. So be honest to oneself, be truthful to oneself. When you have resentment, it's not an ashamed thing. Everyone, whoever have parents, they have certain issue with their parents, because there are no perfect parent. Even a child is born out of an enlightened being, still that child have some complaint, because the complaint is because the parent is showing the condition. Parent is showing your darker self. Sometimes your mother keeps showing your darker self and you feel irritated. Mother is like a Kali Devi sometimes. This is a statement from my friend's book called Hitesh. Sundaram Speaks. He mentioned that sometimes our mother is like Kali, showing the darkness. That time you cannot embrace your mother, then you are not embracing it completely. When your mother is angry and you cannot love your mother, you are not loving your mother anymore. Even you can love your mother when he or she is angry. She take a stick, but still you can love. Because I see in one child, I'm directly seeing, my wife shared one of her sister's son. When she take the stick, her sister take the stick, the child crying and say that, Mama, I love you so much. Even you take the stick, still I'm loving you. Don't beat me. I'm loving you completely. I'm ready to obey you. Don't beat me. But that time that her sister is in so much traumatic state, so she beat. But that child crying like that, she always shared this to me. The child is crying. That time I understand what is the wisdom of a child. Every child has this wisdom. When we become adult, we forget this wisdom. We become so much arrogant. All our arrogance can be released when we are ready to embrace our parents, even when they are alive or not, doesn't matter. Okay, so today's topic is Pitardevo Bhava. I hope you all understand the importance, but don't think it is not to justify anything, not to put any cream on it and say that, oh, I love my mother, I love my father. No, that never worked, because I see a lot of people, they simply say, I love, but that love is not that true love. It is only a polish. We need to open from the deep heart, because still I know I am experiencing only 70% of my love to my parents. Still 30% is not opened. I can acknowledge it because I am experiencing that. Still I'm working on it. But even that 70% is a great gift. But in my beginning, I work start, it's only 10%. Only 10% love. Slowly, with all years, I increased. So I ask everyone to intend it, to experience that 100% love. Because even I know one workshop Dr. Newton shared, after his enlightenment and everything, one day he went to Spain and he has an eye contact with a mother whale. That is the day he has his heart space filled with 100% of mother's love. So it takes that time. We need to respect. So that's why, again, understand, compassionately overcoming the vicious circle. For that, you need to intend for a deep healing and experience the 5D love from your father and mother. Okay. So when you are ready, you can close your eyes, remove your specs. Nice. In this moment, I like you to observe your breath. When you start observing your breath in this moment, I like you to focus on each and every part of your body and simply say to that part that I want to go much deeper, so please relax. So relax your head, relax your forehead. Once you attend that forehead, the forehead is relaxing. Relax your eyes. Relax your ears, right ear, left ear. Completely relax your nose. Relax your cheeks. Relax your lips, upper lip and lower lip. Relax your chin. Relax your neck and throat area. Relax your right shoulder, left upper arm, right upper arm, right elbow, left wrist, right fingers, thumb, index, middle, ring and little, and left fingers, thumb, index, middle, ring and little. Relax. Completely relax your upper back, middle back, and lower back. Relax your chest. Relax your abdomen. Relax your hip. Relax your buttocks. Relax your genitals. Relax your thighs, right thigh, left thigh. Relax your knees, right knee, left knee. Relax your calf muscles. Relax your ankles. And relax your feet. In this moment, I'd like you to observe your breath. The breath is slowly entering through your nostrils like an inverted V, and the top portion of that V energy touch your third eye. And from the third eye, I like yourself to projecting to that nature space you already witnessed, already experienced. That part of yourself is still sitting under that tree. I like you to merge with that part now. Start meditate under that tree. Feel the refreshing energy. Experience that energy. Every breath coming to you come with fresh cosmic energy. Every out breath is taking away all that used up energies. And there is a point where you experience your in-breath and out-breath is completely fresh. And every breath you are experiencing the love from the Mother Earth, love from the nature, love from the trees, love from the compassionate animals, love from the birds, love from the fishes. You experience all the consciousness, love from the rock, stones, water element, grass, fruits, vegetables. You can sense all their love towards you. As a human being, every being around is really loving us. Even sometimes they are really ready to sacrifice their life for our life. They feel it's their compassion to us. So we need to absorb that energy of their compassion from all the beings, all the mineral kingdom, all the plant kingdom, all the animal kingdom, all those consciousness we are embracing when we are under this tree, meditating and experience that immense love. And they are all ready to protecting us. This moment, I'm counting from 5 to 1. You spontaneously encounter in that space to meet your power animal. It can be any animal. Don't judge an animal. Whatever the animal spontaneously coming in that nature space, that is your power animal. 5. That power animal is ready to appearing in that space. 4, it spontaneously come and touch you. 3, touch wherever it feels to touch you now. 2 and 1. Feel that power animal. Once you touch that power animal, or when you hug or embrace that power animal, show your real love to that animal, you become more grounded. You become more stable. You feel lot of power. You feel your Manipura chakra in the navel area is filling with lot of powerful energy. This animal is sharing you. You feel more confident. You feel more confident to speak your truth. So with the support of this power animal, along with the power animal, it can be an animal, can be a bird, whatever it is coming along with you. Now you can see when you turn to the left, there are 20 steps. Each step you are climbing, you feel an amazing elevation of your consciousness and your awareness level. 1, first step. 2, 3, keep on climbing with your power animal. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Once you reach to that 20th step, you can feel a platform. At the end of the platform, again, you can witnessing and experience that amazing flow of light. It's like a room built with light. You slowly walking inside the light, you can see the presence of your mothers and fathers higher self. They are really smiling and welcoming you. They are really there to listen you. They are really in that smiling, they are really telling, somewhere we are harsh to you, apologizing for that being harsh with you. So here there is a space to tell and share all the pain you experienced in this life from your father, along with the mother. If you want, your mother's presence is not needed, you can tell her. I want to speak to my father alone. Your mother can understand you. Your mother definitely give you that space. Or when you are okay in front of your mother, it's okay, you can speak. Open your heart, share all the pain you experienced from your father, all your complaint, what with each and every event, every experience. Take your own time. I'm going into a silence. The silence helps you to give you more space to talk. Keep on expressing yourself. Even an emotion come, it's okay. You can completely express your emotion in front of your father and mother. It's okay to be vulnerable. Here they are to listen you. They are from the higher plane. They know you. You can share when is the first time you lack the presence of your father. Is it with his physical nature when he is angry? Or even sometimes somebody they experience their father leave from the earth, or they move out in any divorce level. Whatever that happened, you can share what you experienced at that time. Or sometimes your father go to any depression, any illness, or go for any surgery, or they are in any grief with their lost, or they are busy with their work. Whatever happened to them, but you experience that void. You feel unprotected. You can share that insecurity, that unprotected feeling. And deeply observe what soul energy you lost at that space when you feel unprotected, feel insecure. What exact soul energy you completely missed in that space. whatever the language you call your father, you can call and tell. Open your mouth and tell. This is what I experienced. Maybe you are so excited and come from your school, or you want to share your rewards and they are not give you attention. Sometimes we feel left alone. Sometimes your mark is low, they are beaten you, you feel low. Any event, or they are not agree your marriage, they are not accept your love, they misunderstand you, they misunderstanding your affairs or your friendships. All those situations, what do you exactly feel? Sometimes your mother is angry and your father is in silence. Even his silence creates void inside you. So what you felt, share it. Speak out. That real pain that I'm not understood. I'm not protected. And some of your parents are not here, they are abroad. That time you experience some void, that insecurity. Share everything. Take your own time. It's okay to express your emotion. If you feel you want to mute your video and express, you can express. But express it completely. Take it as an opportunity to share your emotion. Or you feel any anger towards them, share your anger. Some place I see child, they really tell their parents that I hate you. It's also an authentic expression. You can express it. They are there to listen your anger. Yes. The same moment allowing that light to fill you while you are expressing. This moment you stay there and ask that power animal to heal yourself. It has its own way to heal you in front of your father. And you can tell your father that I have lot other is pending, I again come to you. Again I want to talk to you. When you feel comfortable, then you can hug your father and hug your mother. When you still don't feel, it's okay. But accept your authentic feeling. But allowing this power animal to heal that wounded part where you lost your soul energy. In certain part of your body, suddenly now feel certain sensations like heaviness, pain, or numbness or itching. Those parts contain that cellular memory where you lost your soul energy. So in this moment, you ask that power animal to release those energy which is not serving you, holding on that space, and allow to open and receive your soul energy back. When your father or mother is trying to help you in that process, allow them that opportunity. Whatever is spontaneously happening in that space, totally allowing. Another 3 more minutes, you completely be there. So in this moment, expressing your feeling, your heart feeling to your parents and tell that I again come back. I really want to share everything. Still lot pending. From that space, I'd like you to stepping down through these 20 steps. 20, very slowly, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, entering into that beautiful nature space. Sit under that tree again with your power animal. And in this moment, I'm counting from 5 to 1. While you stay there, you are allowing to meditate. your whole consciousness taking in this moment, going back in time, where you are so happy exploring with your parents. A one deep memory where as a child you really giggle in that space. 5, I'd like you to traveling back in time. 4, all the way going back and back and back to that significant happy memory from your timeline. 3, it's okay to jump into that moment too with your parents. You really enjoy. Every cell in you is really jumping and dancing. 2 and 1. Trust what spontaneously come to you. What is that memory? In this moment, I'd like you to step into that memory, enter inside that body, observe how old you are, entering inside that costume, that dress, and feel and touch that floor, experience it, and experience what is that happiness in that memory with your parents. What is really creating that happiness? Connect to that space. Completely experience that moment, reliving that moment. Completely connect. Your whole thought, every emotion, entire energy is totally focused in this event. Only focusing on that joy you experienced in that event. Sometimes you are flipping to so many joyful memory, one by one is showering to you. It's okay to allow all that joyful memories which you experience with your parents, allow it to flow. The higher self of your parents are really showering with a lot of memories which you experience, a laughter, a giggle, jumping, dancing, singing, traveling, eating food together, have a lot of ice creams, have a lot of good chocolates, some junk food time with your parents, movies, some games, some function, whatever is spontaneously coming to you. Maybe sit together in a park and eating and laughing. Or maybe you all play in a beach. Only focus on that real happiness in that memory. All other parts are eliminate, only focus in that point. Stay there and breathe in that energy now. Breathe in all that freshness you experience with your parents, your guardians. Feel it, that moment. Even they allow you, suppose they are not there, but they allow you to go with someone for exploring some place. They allow you, they give permission to go. Allow to remember even those memories. They allow you to visit any of your relatives or friends' home and allow you to go to play in a big ground or any other game. But allow to open those memory. Feel that memory. I always have a memory whether my father took first tape recorder and play very disco music. I feel to dance and jump when I listen that. So there are a lot of memories inside you. I'd like you to nourish one memory now. I have memory of having puri with my parents. You always have one of the memory of having food, enjoying, visiting places, have ice creams, movies. Take one memory and jump into that memory. Nourish it, swimming inside the memory, flying in that memory. For the last 1 more minute, I like you to refresh every cell, entertain every cell, even a cooking time with your family, a beautiful festival day, a sweet your mother make or your father made, or some jokes in your family, your own family joke happened. It can be a blunder from your father or mother. Anything which you really love. Yes. 30 seconds. Complete with that enjoyment, completely with that refreshment. I'm counting from 1 to 5. When you come back, you open your eyes with a big smile on your face. That memory is completely in your perception area. It is completely in your eyes. You are seeing the world from that joyful day. 1. Yes. 2. Allow you to come back from that nature space to the space where you are sitting now. Completely say goodbye and gratitude to your power animal. 3. Come back to your space. 4. Rub your palms, joyfully rubbing your palms. You can clap, you can joyfully rubbing, feeling it, touching it, and touch on your eyes and touch all part of your body. Touch every parts of your body. Feel it. And slowly and gradually open your eyes. When you open your eyes, when you feel comfortable, you can unmute your video, drink some water. Yes. In this moment, I'd like you to give a one hug to oneself for whatever you experienced. You appreciate yourself. Oh, yeah, my dear courageous self, whatever you experienced, it's wonderful. Thank you for connecting now. But if you want to share your experience, they can share.
Can I share?
Yes.
Actually, it was very interesting when you asked before, when we were going deeper and deeper, when we were sitting under the tree, I was suddenly seeing very huge insects coming around me, and it was just interesting. I was not scared. Normally, I'm terrified. I was not scared or anything. It was just interesting. And then you said, call in your power animal. So then I understood, okay, this is my power animal who's here. So then after I did the process of expressing to my father, while after coming, that was nice. I cried. A lot of things came out. My chest was hurting a little. My throat was a little blocked. But in the same process, it was a mix of gratitude. This was something I experienced yesterday also. A mix of gratitude and compassion. Initially, I didn't know what to say, because the second I saw the higher self, I was not engrossed in the beauty, but just that feeling, that connection, that there was so much of compassion over there. So then I kept asking myself, okay, express, say what you want to say what you want to say. So then today also it was the same thing. So after expressing, after coming back, sitting under the tree, this was the most interesting part for me. All the beautiful memories I have with my father, all the spaces where I have laughed and giggled, are spaces when I was in the air. So where he lifted me up, or he used to put my brother and me on his leg, and he would lift it. And there was this one memory where he threw me into the beach, into the water. So the connection, and suddenly I made this connection that my power animal is a cockroach, which flies, and me, I love flight. The happy moments were in the air, and it was just a sudden realization. And I have always been terrified of cockroaches. I would always push it away. Even in 2019, when I was in Bangalore, I was meditating and I had asked for a sign from the universe that give me a sign that I'm on the right track, or something like that. And the next thing I know, there's a flying cockroach in my house. So I got very scared, and then I killed it. I killed it. I put a lot of spray. And then I went back into meditation and I asked, why did you send me a cockroach? I completely disconnected from the previous meditation. Then I got the answer that you asked for a sign. This was your sign. I said, okay, thank you. I don't want any more signs. Next time, don't send a cockroach. So that was how much I rejected that portion, that part of myself, enjoying the flight. And over a period of time, over the years, my dad used to take me out. That was another realization that came. He used to take me out. He used to take all of us out. All the adventurous times I remember was with him. He used to push me there. So when I rejected him, or that aspect, I also there are days when I feel like I don't get to have any adventure. I don't get to go out. I don't feel like going out. I feel a little empty. I don't feel that adventurous spirit sometimes. And today I understood it was coming from that same space. When I rejected him, I rejected that adventure also. So I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
Beautiful realization. Wonderful. Great.
So can I say?
Yeah, yes, Deepika.
Something on the same lines as Harita said. It's weird. Today, what has really surprised me is my spirit animal. So before you told, like when we reached the nature space itself, the moment I sat, the animal came and sat on my lap. Before you asked us, okay? And it was a cat. I hate cats. I hate cats. I'm scared of cats. I'm petrified of cats. And actually, since about 4 days, a cat has been playing on my mind because a friend's cat passed away. And I have been thinking about it like this person is not even a close friend, but I have been seeing her bonding with the cat through social media. So I know how bonded she is with the cat. So after the cat passed away, I have been like really, really heavy. Last few days, I have been thinking about the cat, and it was the same cat that came and sat on my lap. And then I was petting it because sir didn't say anything about the cat, the animal. So it was the nature anyway. So I was petting it. The moment you said spirit animal, I was like, oh my God, this is a cat. Okay. That's when I realized, I'm like, no, you are not my spirit animal. There was that, that rejection was there. Like really, cat is my spirit animal. But then, it took some time for me to kind of be okay. All right, okay, maybe cat is my spirit animal. So I have to make peace with it. So that was one big thing in today's meditation. Also, the roads initially, when you were saying the roads are getting narrower. So before that, the roads were getting narrower for me. So I'm like, why am I going through these narrow lanes? Where am I going? Why? It was really wide. The first road was really wide. And as we climbed up, it was narrow. And when you said, okay, now you're on a narrow road, I'm like, okay, so everybody is on the narrow road. So it's fine. So that was another one. And again, with my father energy, there was a revelation today, because my dad is one of the most beautiful human beings I have seen on earth, not just as a father, as a human being, because he is more like my mother than father. So he has that nurturing qualities. He's compassionate, kind, and all of that. But today, like I didn't know what to say. The pain, I'm trying to see where is the pain, where do I, but I had a huge revelation of one major thing that came through him to me is my courage to express love. Though he was very expressive, and especially towards all of us, he was like expressive, but he always spoke a little less of people who had a love marriage. People who had love marriage, he saw that as very juvenile. And for me, there was always a conflict with that within. It was always like, really, do we become silly if we fall in love with somebody? Do we become small? That had, and today I realize that courage to really love, I had lost it somewhere down the line, because my dad was mostly perfect otherwise. So I was like, so this has to be right. He has to be right in this. But from my heart, I didn't feel it. But, it was just my brain saying, that's mostly right. So this should be the way it is. And I just realized so many things I denied because I wanted to be validated by dad. So that was one huge, because it never came up very consciously, because he was always like good. He was nice and he never caused a lot of pain. But this was, because for me, this is big. Because for me, like, I am very, very heart oriented, very, very love oriented person. So when that is denied, for me, that has caused a big shift in my journey. Obviously, I've used it to my advantage, but it did shift in a big way. So that was a huge, huge revelation in today's meditation. So thank you, sir, from my heart. So much of gratitude.
Sir. Sir Kekamo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, I don't have much power, but I think I have enough power to say what I have to say. In actually, I felt that same way. I felt very powerless today. I don't know. It's resonating with me. My gadget also. I felt very powerless when I came to meditation. I was trying to escape it mentally as much as possible. Yesterday, there was another reason that made me escape it, so I wasn't guilty. But today I was free and I wanted to escape it still. And I was like, why am I doing this? I was speaking about, not having the drive to do what I do, because I'm usually very creative. I want to do things that are out of the box, and I wasn't driven. So when you said about father being associated with that factor of mine, I was completely shocked, because I also realized that somewhere I usually thought that I was following more the fears of my mother than my father. But today I actually realized that my fear of living, my fear of being fed by music, being financially prosperous through music comes from my father than from my mother. I never realized that until now, because my father had left his job. Sorry, my father pursued his job and left his passion for music. Secondly, he sabotaged himself so that he could support the family, which usually women do in a family, but my dad did instead in my family. And I have a lot of fear towards marriage, towards being in a relationship, towards being in love. And a lot of these fears are not from my mother, because my mother is someone I just go rush and cuddle and hug and kiss, and I never have that problem. With my father, I've always had that issue. I have a reluctance to hug. When you said about the finger experience, I restrained usually from holding his fingers, because I don't feel like, I don't know why, and I was very disturbed by that factor. And when you said about the money and the ATM thing, again, I was in so much of shame and guilt, because as a child, Amma is also here in the group. I always tell Appa, you don't need to completely send money to our family. This was when I was 3 years or 4 years old or something like that. But it's because I didn't understand the value of the love that he gave. And there is always resentment. There is always emotions that I hold against. So when you ask me to visit memories of negative things or express these things, it was very easy for me to do that. But when it came to experiencing emotions where I loved him, it's only now that I actually revisited happy memories with him. ഇതുവരെ ഞാൻ അത് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല. So thank you so much, sir. This means a lot to me.
Wow, great. Wonderful. Yes. Anybody want to share? It's okay. So then I'm leaving. So see you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, everyone.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you. Bye. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.